Hello, Mediation Services.
Hi, I'm having a conflict with one of my tenants over some apartment damages, and we really need your assistance to solve the problem. I mean, he's a really nice guy, and I don't want to have this issue go to court, and so we really need your help to resolve this conflict.
Sure, I would love to help you guys out. How does April 24th at 9 a.m. sound?
April 24th at 9 a.m. sounds great. We'll see you then.
Okay, great. See you then. Thanks. So my name is Alyson, and I'll be the mediator today. Anything you say in this room remains confidential. I want you guys to be able to feel comfortable to say to each other what you have to say. I am here to facilitate the process and make sure that the session is positive and effective. Please no interrupting each other throughout this session. I'm here to share my expertise, and please feel free to ask any questions at any point if you have them or if the communication starts to break down. I am here as a impartial and neutral third party. So why don't we start, and you both can state why you think you're here, what your grievances are, and what you hope to achieve in the session. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. So I just moved out of my apartment 2 weeks ago. I've been in there for 3 years, and I get in the email in my mail. I get a letter saying that not only is he keeping my $200 deposit, he was also charging me $200 more because he decided to replace the carpet in the apartment. He said he said the carpet was dingy. He found 2 dark stains in it. Said he tried to remove it using conventional means and a wet vac, but when I asked him for proof of that, he couldn't produce any. He said he just replaced it all. And he said he had to replace it before he could get anyone else to move in. And now he's charging me for that replacement. I think that it wasn't any damage that I incurred. I think it was just normal wear and tear over 3 years. But he wanted to upgrade it, and now he's charging me for it. So I'm here because I don't want to pay that money.
This accusation is completely false. After this tenant moved out, I did a walkthrough of the entire property. And right upon entering the unit, I noticed 2 very large dark stains. And I took note of these 2 damages, and I kept moving on through the walkthrough. I came back later the next day with my wet vac and my own personal cleaning supplies to try to get these stains out. No matter how much I scrubbed, no matter how much I cleaned, I couldn't get the stains out. And so what am I left to do? I have to replace the carpet. You know, the stains weren't there when the tenant moved in. I even let him fill out a checklist when he moved in, and he didn't make any note of the stains on the carpet. And so since he signed the lease and now these stains have shown up, he's responsible for those.
Okay, well, thank you guys for each sharing your point of view. From what I understand, neither of you are willing to pay for the costs of the carpet. So, is that correct?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not paying for it.
So now that you both have stated what the issues are, why don't you tell me what you hope to achieve through the session, and if you feel that a solution can be reached. Jordan, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I do think there's a solution. The solution is you need to pay me the full $400 because you're liable for this. You signed a contract and you broke it. You know what? I don't care that we've had a great relationship for 3 years. This completely wipes all of that out. You're being a real jerk about all of it and a real idiot. And you know what? It's time to pay up.
Idiot? You're being a cheapskate. $400 is exploitation. I have no parties in the apartment, no noise complaints, no issues, no damages before, and now you're trying to get $400 out of me. You're just taking advantage of me. You're being an imbecile.
You're calling me a cheapskate and an imbecile? You're being ridiculous, all right? You signed this contract, you're liable for all this stuff, and it's time to pay up, you real moron.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Before this goes any further, please remember that there's no interrupting and especially no name calling. This is a confidential space where I want you guys to feel free to express how you feel and talk to each other, but we must do it in a respectful way. So before we go any further, why don't you both take a deep breath, and let's take a minute to reflect on how the process is going so far and what you want to say to each other before we continue. So now that we've taken a moment to calm down, how are you guys feeling? Do you feel like you're ready to continue?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready. I'm much more calm now. I apologize for yelling at you earlier and calling you names. I should not have done that.
Nothing personal. I apologize too.
Great.
Well, I mean, if there's something I could do to make up for the money, like maybe I could try to pay a part of the money. I couldn't pay a whole $400, but if there's something else I could do to make up for it that I don't have to pay for, maybe if I could help him out with getting a new tenant somehow, then I'd be willing to do that. If it takes just a little bit of work for me, as long as it's not $200 or $400, then I can work with that, I suppose.
Well, I mean, contractually, you're still obligated and you're liable for these damages. But, I mean, I would be willing to split the cost of the damages. I could pay $200 out of my own pocket and keep your $200 security deposit. So that way we're splitting these costs 50-50. And if you're willing to help me out in that non-monetary way to help me continue my business and to get another tenant in there, I think I might be willing to do that.
So from what it sounds like, there might be a little room for negotiation here. And what you're proposing is you split the cost by you keeping the $200 deposit that he already paid and not billing him for the rest, but asking him to contribute in some non-monetary way, to make up for the extra $200. Is that what you were
That's what I'm
proposing?
saying. I think that would be good. When we have had a really good relationship for the last 3 years. He's been a wonderful tenant. It's unfortunate that this had to happen to where we had to call you, but I think this is an option we could explore, and I'd be willing to do that. Yeah.
How do you feel about what he just said?
I agree. Yeah, we normally haven't had a lot of problems as a landlord and tenant, and I could work with that as long as it gets me out of paying a bit more money. I can. I'd be willing to write a Yelp review because you have been a good landlord up until this point, so I could come up with some things to write about that.
Okay.
Okay, great. So it seems like the solution is he will keep the $200 deposit and you won't bill him for the extra $200, and you'll be writing a really great Yelp review for him so he can find future tenants. Is that agreeable to you both?
That works for me.
Okay, great.
Shake on it. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you
Mediator Alyson.
guys. Thank you.